Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about a much discussed release from Impulse just this year, actually just a month or so ago, called Evenings at the Village Gate, John Coltrane and Eric Dolphy. If you have not heard about this release, you definitely need to read about it first. So don't go out and buy this unless you fully understand what you're getting into, okay? So there are some interviews out with Rich Alderson, who actually did the recording on this. He was a recording engineer, and they talk through kind of what this is and where it came from, because this has never been released before. In fact, it was just discovered in a box somewhere in an archive in New York. And he explains that and what exactly is going on. So that's number one. So this just came out, it's direct from Impulse, specifically from one night and one recording. So what's special about this is I would say it's really only for diehard fans. So if you're a casual jazz fan or a casual Coltrane fan and you just know a few of his songs, I wouldn't recommend this, because this is really intended to be more of a historical or archive piece. It's a mono recording from a single microphone at the Village Gate. So it doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound great at all, actually. And a lot of us were very curious about how it would sound, because it was using a ribbon microphone, which was something relatively new at the time, and there was only one in the room. And when you listen to this, it's very heavy on the drums. So Elvin is really heavy on this because it's closer, I think, to the kit. So you hear it better. You also hear Coltrane really well. I think Dolphy is a little bit muddled. But in other words, it's not built or designed to be a studio release. So you've got to understand that going in and make sure that you know what you're getting into. But let's talk about the packaging first. So this is the cover, a pretty cool little shot. It's a classic shot from the scene itself. This is very matte finish, so it's not a gloss cover, but it is a gatefold, so it does open up. And you've got some really nice photography inside. On the back, you've got this very cool design, I think. I mean, it's almost like a ticket for the event. And it lists the tracks here. So this is a double LP. So you've got My Favorite Things, When Lights Are Low, Impressions, Green Sleeves, and Africa. This is the only live recording of Africa that we know of. And it is on side D, the second LP here. I gotta say, I love the orange, this tone. I mean, I'm a big orange fan anyway, but it's very mellow, but it's also very classic, right? It screams archive to me, so I love it. Inside, you get a great booklet. So this has got a lot of great content in it. You're, again, with the orange theme. Right dab in the middle is almost like a Village Gate a ad, basically, for different artists that were playing at the times. Towards the back, though, there is a great piece in here actually talking to the sound engineer. So he talks through exactly where these were found, where these tapes were found, what happened, why it was recorded this way. A really good little segment. It's not very long. So again, the interviews are great too if you want to check that out. All right, let's look at the vinyl, all right? So of course we want to look at what Impulse did here. This vibrant orange that goes with the theme here. Love that, love the color. It really pops on the turntable. It looks great, and it's very basic. I mean, you've got that classic Impulse layout in the center, and it doesn't have a lot of frills or anything. I'm personally not a big fan of like different tones and splashes and stuff on vinyl. This just looks really solid, and it's just orange instead of black, basically. I think this is 180 gram. It's very solid. It fits really great in your hand and feels good. I did read online that some people were getting some warps and wobbles. Mine are very flat. It feels very good. It sounds good for what it is. I didn't have any issues, okay? One big beef I have is, come on, Impulse. They put in these cheap paper liners for the vinyl. I immediately replaced those. These are not good for your vinyl. I have no idea why you would do this for something like this. It's supposed to be a special piece. I mean, you did a good job with the rest of it. What's up? Finally, I just want to comment on the music itself a little bit. So this sounds good for what it is, like I mentioned. It's mono, of course. It definitely sounds like it's a single microphone. It's not designed to be, a great sounding piece. But I will tell you, playing side A, when you play My Favorite Things, that's the first track, I think that the recording is actually from like a warm-up or, just kind of a jam session. It's not actually the show, at least that's my understanding. And that really comes across because they are doing crazy stuff. They are really being dynamic and trying new things, and it sounds awesome. I mean, that track in particular weaves in and out, and you can barely recognize favorite things. It is just, it's like goosebumps, you know. I was just entranced by it. It was really a dynamic experience. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But the drums, because they're so prominent in it, you hear them, you know, you get a really good listen to them. Elvin Jones is fantastic. I mean, sometimes you miss individuals who aren't kind of the headliner or the main characters in these quartets. Elvin Jones is fantastic, and he sounds so good with John Coltrane. He's just right with it. He's a great fit for the pace and everything. So my summary take is that I think this is a definite piece for anybody who's a huge Coltrane fan, as long as you know what you're getting, right? If you know what this is and what it's meant to be, then this is a really important piece for you. Enjoy, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.